Welcome back. Welcome back. Check, check, 1, 2. As you notice, I am wearing a cloth bag because I am conscious when I go shopping. We now use paper bags, not paper bags, cloth bags, reusable bags, not paper. 0-2 if you notice. McCorkle, GB. Now we're playing Bilbo. 0-2. Embarrassing start to the season. We're in a Patriots poncho because the Patriots are 1-1. They are not 0-2 like me, the biggest loser of the league so far. I would say most people are loving it. I am not loving it. It's pretty embarrassing, to be honest. But we are back. Lights, camera, action. As always, the ELE stand, my face. Let's go. So it is week 3. We are on to week 3. No special guests because no one likes to come and hang out with me anymore. So as always, we will go straight into week 2 results. I think this week was a defining week for most people. It really solidified a couple guys showing that they definitely got some teams to watch out for, some teams in the middle of the pack, and then we have a clear loser at the bottom. So let's start with week 2 results. Tony Montana, 128.55 to Dumbledore's Army, 129.6. Squeaked right by me. I should have beat Dumbledore's Army, no excuse. The next game, McCorkle, Merrymen, 150.65 to Sorry, I'm Not Sealy, 151.1. 2 of the closest games of the week. Last week we had a couple games under 2 points. This week, again, it's been very, very tough to squeak out wins. Next game, Bilbo Swaggins, 184 to How Many GB is GB, 154.9. Bilbo with a catastrophic win against How Many GB. How Many had Luke had Henry going, and he dropped extremely high amount of points thinking he had the win, and then Slimus shows up with Aaron Jones and pulls out a W. Then we have I think this is the biggest moment for all of us, to be honest. Dilf, 129.4 points to RG3 Ways, 103.1. Yes, he did get the win, but let's just remember, Dilf only scored 129 points. Comes back down, 200 and something, down to 129. He's not as confident. You haven't heard him chirping as much this week. Then we got ELE, 125.3 to Papa J's, 82.35. I think we've never seen someone week 1, week 2 at the point that they are. Without Davante Adams and Rodgers, I think he scored like 25 points with the rest of his team. So it's clearly showing that him drafting Aaron Rodgers and Davante 1 and 3 really showed that that's all he has. So it's going to be really difficult for him to probably pull out some wins. And then we got Midget Shoulders, 151.05 to the League of Jordan, 108.65. Good week. I think everyone's very happy with the results. I'm at the bottom. I don't think I'm going to end up in last place because Papa J's has clearly taken that one. So we'll see what happens in week 3. Waiver wire pickups and trades, some important pickups for Papa J's. He goes and gets Jocks Patrick, J.D. McKissick, and Henry Ruggs. 3 bench players, possibly starting for Papa J's this week. RG 3-way, Greg the Leg, Michael Carter, and Cephas the Ephus getting picked up. RG 3-way picking up some guys. He can tell that Trey Sermon is not playing, but DJ Moore was a great pickup last week for him. And then we got McCorkle, Merrymen picking up a defense at GB, the Green Bay. For trades, like I said, we had Claypool and Mike Davis for DJ Moore between me and Kyle. Waiver wires this week wasn't as important as last week, but we'll see what happens. We're definitely due for a couple injuries coming up soon. The next segment that we must talk about is the dumbass of the week. Belichick's start of the week. I think the dumbass of the week was myself. I was talking to TJ all week about starting James White Sweet Feet. going, I'm going to start him. I'm starting him this week. And then I didn't start him. I start him, I beat GB. I start Tony Pollard, I beat GB. I think this week I am the dumbass. I am 0-2. I'm the one with the bag on his head. So yeah, dumbass of the week goes to me. Shout out to Cam. I did the dumbass. There it is. For the Belichick start of the week, again, another week that no one really went above and beyond on picking up anyone or starting anyone that wasn't a guaranteed starter. So this week, I think there really isn't any, incredible starts. Everybody pretty much started everybody that they're supposed to start. There wasn't anyone that added someone that was a 7.4 projected and dropped 30. So nothing incredible there. So that's about it with that. Now we go on to the power rankings. I think this is the most important piece. Like I said, everyone shows up every week to listen to the power rankings. So let's start at number 12. There's no one better at number 12 here. We have Papa J's Kool-Aid. Like I said, his team is literally falling apart. He has Devontae, Aaron Jones, and Aaron Rodgers. After that, his whole team is questionable. Most of his starters would be bench players for most of our teams. He does have Joe Mixon, but after that, there's literally a declining cliff of nothing. Papa J's is going to have to make some very big strides to come back. At another 0-2, we have how many GB is GB. The only reason I have him at 0-2, last week, great performance, but the only reason his performance looked like that is because of Henry. Without Henry's performance, if he averaged his 15 to 20 like he normally does, he only had 120 to 130 points, so I still have him at 0-2. At number 11, at number 10, I am not a pussy. I'm not going to give myself a high ranking until I win. So Tony Montana at 0-2. My team is okay. We are all right. If I had Pat's schedule, I'd be 2-0, but not everyone gets to have a silver spoon in their mouth and not pay, all that fun stuff. So we're not going to go too much into details there. At number 9, a 1-1 team. Like I said, a 1-1 team, League of Jordan at 248 points to start. And as always, this is the special segment of the League of Jordan. I was asked to go on a 5-minute tear about the League of Jordan and his team. Last week, I jumped right by him. I did not talk about his team enough. I think he was upset that I said that he hates me. I saw him this last weekend. We were friends. So let's go into Cam's team. I'm sorry, but we have to. Number 9 in the power rankings. We're going to give him a 5-minute segment. It's 155. Not 155. I mean, we're about a minute into the talk already. So here we go. So we got Dak Prescott, Allen Robinson, Tyler Lockett, Saquon Barkley, Kareem Hunt, Travis Kelce, Leonard Fournette, James Waddle, Jacoby Myers, Michelle Johnson, Fields, Ingram, Michael Thomas on the pup list, COVID-19, suck up in Vegas. At this point, he is playing this week. He is playing... Sorry, I'm not Sealy. 144 points projected for the League of Jordan this week. I think he does have a good team. And it looks like next week 148 points projected, 149, 147. So he's really a 145 to 150 point projected team that isn't bad in this league. I think his team has a really good shot at pulling it off. Kareem Hunt is good to be a good running back 2 flex player, but to be honest, he doesn't have a very strong RB2. He does have Saquon Barkley that if he comes back and starts playing as an RB1, you got to look out for his team. He has Tyler Lockett, which is a fucking machine. Allen Robinson with Justin Fields. We'll see how that combo goes. Dak Prescott last week, like 10 fantasy points, 6 fantasy points, whatever he scored. Not a good week for him. So honestly, with the game that he had last week at 108, if Barkley and Prescott come back and do their thing, he's going to easily be in the top top 5, top 6 category, I think, when it comes down to it, because he has Travis Kelce. Jalen Waddle is going to be kind of banged up now going forward because of Tua getting hurt. Jacoby and Mac, we'll see how that combination goes. It seems like with Mac Jones, the Patriots offense is really like 5 to 10 yard gains. They're not looking for deep passes, but if they start going deep to Myers, the world, is his to really drop 20 to 30 a game for Jacoby. But I don't think this is going to be their year. Maybe next year. Sony Michel, Henderson's hurt, so maybe that's a great spot for him. He has David Johnson with Tyrod Taylor getting hurt. That's going to be tough. Justin Fields, maybe a great backup quarterback. He's not going to start him. And then Michael Thomas, if he comes back in week 7 and becomes a formidable wide receiver for him, he's definitely going to have a stronger team. But to be honest, I don't know how his team is projected to go forward. I think he has a lot of guys that are in, depending on the bye weeks right now, he does look like he has a strong bye weeks going into week 7 through 11 that he's going to have some tough times. But, he is a projected 140 to 150 a week. So I think I did a great job analyzing Cam's team. I think if he can pick up one waiver wire, hopefully no injuries, of course, no torn ACLs, I think his team's going to be all right. I think he might make the playoffs. He does. If Saquon Barkley comes back, it's set. So that's about it for his team. That was about 4 or 5 minutes of discussion. So let's go into the next player. We have the 8th ranked team at 244 points of the week, 1-1 ELE. I'm not going to go too much into the details there on his team this week. At number 7, 1-1 RG Three-Way. Last week, great week. This week, not as much. So I don't know. Right now, it's a flip-flop with a lot of these guys. I don't know where they're going to sit. At 2-0, the lowest ranked 2-0 team, Double Doors Army. I don't think his team is as good as he thinks it is. I tried to ask him to do trades, but of course he didn't want to. At number 5, we have 1-1. Sorry, I'm not Sealy. Again, he did get his first win in the league. I am being a brown noser, giving him a 5th power ranking. I still think he should be 10 or 9. He hasn't really shown me much. He keeps trying to trade, but that's not going to happen. At number 4, at 285 points, one of the lower amount of points for a 2-0 team, Midget Shoulders. I'm not going to give him any higher than that. He is due for a fuck up. Like I said, just everyone bear witness. It's going to happen. At number 3, 1-1 Bilbo's Wagons, 1-1 team ahead of a 2-0 teams because of his 310 points. Last week, Aaron Jones really did go off, but obviously that skewed his points forward. But I still think Bilbo's Wagons might have a good team. If Rojo comes back, Adam has a shot. At number 2, we got a 2-0 Dilf. Not going to give him the number 1. After last week's performance, he's clearly not consistent. He is not putting up 150 a week. Kid came over to my house the other day. Dude, how did it feel when you used to drop 180 a week every week and up to 200, 210? He goes from a 210 point performance all the way down to 128, whatever it is. That's embarrassing. 129, sorry, I'll give him that extra point. I don't have faith that his team is as good as promoted. But again, the number 1 team in the league at 2-0, I think the CMC and the Patrick Mahomes combo all year, 2 heavy hitters, they're up in 30 to 40 a week. It's really going to make people, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. We are all praying for not a Mahomes injury. God forbid, no, we do not want a Mahomes injury. We want a CMC injury. CMC, another injury. I know I shouldn't be promoting that, but that's my hope. Lamar Jackson is now questionable. That's always great. Now we go into the week 3 matchups. I think this week is a big week for a lot of teams. Some guys are 0-2. Some teams are 2-0. Hopefully, we can see some exciting stuff. I think last week was a great week. A lot of people hoping for some stat corrections. So here we go. We got 11th place versus the 4th place, Tony Montana versus Bilbo Swaggins. This is a 4-point spread. Tony Montana looking like a little bit of an advantage, but lately I have no luck. So I'm pretty sure this is not going to work out in my benefit. But the next game, Dumbledore's Army, McCorkle Merrymen. This is a game that we are all excited about. 2-2 no. Is it 2-2-0? No, 1-1. McCorkle Merriman lost last week. Oh boy. Yeah. I think I messed up there. I gave McCorkle a 2-0. Yeah, McCorkle's 1-1. Interesting. I screwed up on the power rankings. McCorkle is a 1-1 team, not a 2-0 team. Embarrassing. Again, Cam is going to rip me apart for that one. And then we got Dilf versus how many GB is GB? 1 versus 10. There's an 11-point spread. Again, I think Dilf has just got a schedule heaven right now. I'm not going to talk too much about that. At the 8th place team versus the 6th place team, I think this is the game of the week right here. League of Jordan for Sorry I'm Not Sealy. This is literally 1.6 point spread at this moment in time. It's a toss-up. I hope Cam wins. Then we got the 12th place team versus Midget Shoulders at the 2nd place team. This is a 18-point spread, probably the highest spread we've had all year. Again, I wish I got to play Papa J's in the first 3 weeks. I guess everyone gets to play Papa J's, but there's a couple guys that get to play him twice this year, which is going to be a huge advantage, which I'm kind of subjecting that Papa J's in Trader Danny or whatever you want to call him, Papa J's pays for him. He gets to play him twice this year. He was like, Dad, if you can lose or be really bad, maybe I can get 2 wins, which will help me. You know how it goes. So ELE, RG 3-way, 9 versus 7. Another 6-point game. I hope ELE wins just because RG 3-way will make the playoffs probably. So it's always great to see RG 3-way lose because he is a past champion. But other than that, that's about it for me today. As always, God bless. I hope I did a good job. I guess I fucked up on McCorkle Merriman's standings at 1-0. So he is a power ranking 1 at 1-1, better than anyone else. I still think he has the best team in the league, if you haven't noticed. But that is about it. I will let it go from there. Thank you guys. And I am lonely because I am 0-2. All right, guys. God bless.